Hello friends, today we are going to talk about the book Think Less, Do More by Peter Hollins. Many times we are not able to start any work because we feel that we should do it in a perfect way. This thought grips us and we just keep thinking but are unable to do anything. This is called inertia, i.e. inertia or stagnation. The easiest solution to this is to lower your standards. Think when you want to learn a new skill like painting or playing guitar. If you think that you have to become like a professional artist in the first attempt itself, then you may never be able to start. You will feel that you are not good and you will stop yourself thinking that there is no point in doing it until you become perfect. But if you lower your standards and just make a small doodle or try to play a simple tune, then you will start once. If you start, then it becomes easy to move forward. Similarly, when we think about a big task, it starts to seem so heavy that we are not able to work on it. Suppose you have to write a 10-page report and you are thinking that it should be very perfect. As soon as you think about this, you will feel that it is very difficult and you will start procrastinating. But if you think that you just have to write the first paragraph, no matter how it is, then you will be able to start working. Our mind is more interested in seeing the finish line, but when it sees that it is very far away, it gets scared. To overcome this, all you have to do is make your first step easy. If you want to start exercising, do not think that you have to do a 1-hour workout every day. Just think that you have to do stretching for only 5 minutes. When you do stretching, you will probably find yourself doing it. It seems that something more should be done. Perfectionism is sometimes the biggest enemy of progress. We believe that we should be perfect in everything, but the truth is that perfection never comes in one go. It comes gradually by trying again. And again, the first draft is always bad, the first attempt is always average, and the first step is always shaky. But if you accept this and allow yourself that you can do average work in the beginning, then you can beat inertia. Think when a child learns to walk. Does he start running without falling in the first attempt itself? No. He falls, then gets up again, and gradually learns to walk. If he thinks that until he can walk without falling, he will not try, then he will never be able to walk. We also need to adopt the same mindset. Many times we think that if we do less, then we will not be able to walk. If we keep our standards, then our work will be useless. But this is not right. Starting is the most difficult part of any task. And if you make that part easy, then the journey ahead becomes easy automatically. When you start writing, then you can edit slowly. When you start exercising, then you can gradually increase your stamina. When you start a new business, then you can gradually improve it. But if you keep thinking that the beginning should be perfect, then you will probably never be able to start. So next time, whenever you feel that you are feeling too much pressure to do some work, then just reduce your standards a bit. Make your target small. Break the work into small parts. And most importantly, do not burden yourself to be perfect. You just have to start, no matter how small that beginning is. Once you get into motion, then the inertia will disappear on its own. Often we think that after some time, we are ready to finish something. Motivation is required to do any work. When we feel motivated, only then we will start that work. But the truth is completely different. Actually, motivation is born from action. That is, if you take the first step even without motivation, then gradually you will start getting motivation on your own. When you start doing something, you get involved in it, and then your mind itself starts motivating you to move forward. Suppose you have to read a long book, but you do not feel like reading it. You are thinking that I will read it when I feel like reading it. But if you take the action of reading just 2 pages, then your mind will gradually start getting into that process, and you will automatically feel that you should read something else. The same thing applies to any work, whether it is exercise, study, work, or learning a new skill. If you start, then motivation will come automatically. Problem of motivation, the thing is that it is a temporary thing. You can get motivated by a motivational video or speech, but that motivation does not last long. So if you rely only on motivation, you will start feeling lethargic again in a few days. But if you make it a habit to take action, you can achieve your target even without motivation. The best example of this is workout. Many people think that first they should get in the mood to exercise and then they will go to the gym. But if they start with just 5 minutes of stretching, their body and mind will gradually get into it, and then they will feel like doing some more exercise. This principle applies to everything. When you start doing any work, your energy starts shifting towards it and motivation starts arising automatically. Think that you may have felt very lazy to do some work earlier, but when, for some reason, you started doing it, you started enjoying it. The reason for this is that after taking action, your mind gets tuned to work in the same direction. Many times we feel very bored at the beginning of any work, but if we continue it, then that thing gradually starts to seem interesting. It is a psychological fact that when we get involved in any activity, our mind starts working towards completing it. Another big benefit of this is that when you start taking action, the doubts, self-doubt, and uncertainty inside you also gradually start reducing. When you just focus on doing something, your mind, self-doubt, and uncertainty also gradually start reducing. If you keep thinking that a task is difficult, then it seems even more difficult to you. But when you start doing it, you realize that it was not as difficult as you thought. Another interesting thing is that taking action can also change your self-image. If you think that you are a lazy person, then you will behave like that. But if you take action for just 5 minutes, then you can create a new story about yourself. I am a person who can work even without motivation. By thinking this, you are ready to do more. To understand why action is necessary for motivation, you can see it like a cycle. When you take any action, you get a small result. This result increases your confidence, and then you get inspired to do more. Gradually, this motivation increases, and you start doing more in your life. You can bring about big changes in your life. To put it in simpler terms, if you start doing a task even when you do not feel like doing it, then in a short while you will start getting interested in it yourself. And when you start doing it again and again, you will not have to wait for motivation. You will take action, and motivation will be generated from action. Often, whenever we hear the word risk, fear arises in our mind. We feel that if we take a big step and it proves wrong, we may get into trouble. This thinking keeps us away from many new opportunities. But in reality, risk is not just a danger, but can also be a means of growth. When we see risk as an opportunity to learn and move forward instead of seeing it as a scary thing, then our life can change completely. Imagine if a child wants to learn to ride a bicycle, then he has the risk of falling. If he never tries just because of the fear that he might fall, he will never learn to ride a bicycle. But when he takes this risk, falls, gets up, and tries again, then one day he can ride a bicycle comfortably without falling. This principle applies to our entire life. Many people like to live in their comfort zone because there is no risk there. But living the comfort zone limits our life. The biggest disadvantage of living in the comfort zone is that you can never grow. When you learn a new skill, start a new business, or take a new challenge, there is a risk in it. But along with that, there are also great opportunities to learn and move forward. Taking a risk does not mean that you take any big step without thinking. It means that you take a calculated risk. That is, you first analyze the situation and then its benefits, and understand the disadvantages, and then take an informed decision. When you take risks in this way, your chances of failure are reduced and your chances of success are increased. Another big advantage of embracing risk is that it makes you mentally strong. When you take small risks again and again and learn from them, your ability to face any challenge increases and you gain confidence to face it. Gradually, your mind starts considering failure as a learning process and not something to be afraid of. If you look at your professional life, all the big entrepreneurs or leaders have taken a big risk at some point of time. If they were afraid of taking risks, they would not have been able to reach that position today. Steve Jobs took a risk and created Apple. Elon Musk took a risk and created companies like Tesla and SpaceX. There is always some risk behind big success. Similarly, in our personal life also, if we always try to play safe, then we will never be able to reach our full potential. If a person is afraid to tell his hurts feelings to someone because he has a risk of rejection, then he will never be able to express his feelings. But if he takes a risk, then either he will get success or he will move forward by learning something new from the rejection. Taking risk does not mean that you will always win. Many times you will also fail. But these failures will teach you how to do things better next time. All the successful people in the world have failed many times, but they learned from every failure and did better next time. If you are afraid of risk, then first of all change your thinking. Do not see it as a threat, but consider it an opportunity. Whenever you get a new opportunity, do not just think about what can go wrong in it, but also think about how much you will benefit if it goes right. This habit of thinking will make you proactive, and you will be able to grab more opportunities in your life. Another benefit of taking risks is that it improves your creativity and problem-solving skills. When you accept a new challenge, you have to get out of your comfort zone and find new solutions. This will improve your ability to think increases and you start feeling more confident. So, the next time you get an opportunity that involves risk, do not reject it just because of fear. Think and analyze it carefully. If you feel that this risk is worth taking, then you must take it. It may prove to be your best decision and your life may change completely. Often when we plan our day, we make a to-do list. In this, we write all the tasks that we have to complete. But many times we see that our day ends and many tasks in our list remain incomplete. A big reason for this is that we do not pay attention to those things that distract us and do not let us stay focused. That is why we should not only make a to-do list, but also a don't-to-do list. This is a list that contains all the things that we need to avoid. We should do this so that our attention remains in the right place and we can remain productive. Imagine if you start scrolling social media on your phone as soon as you wake up in the morning, then a lot of your time is wasted. You think that you will just see 5 minutes, but when you look at the clock again, 30 to 40 minutes have already passed. Similarly, if you keep checking emails repeatedly throughout the day or start reacting immediately to every small thing, then your energy is spent in the wrong place. Don't-do list helps in identifying such things so that you can avoid those habits that waste your time and productivity. To make this list, first of all you have to see which activities distract you throughout the day. Do you check your phone in every small break? Do you waste too much time in unnecessary meetings? Do you sit without any plan? You spend too much time on social media. Note down all these things and put them in your don't-do list. This will give you a clear idea of what you need to avoid. The biggest advantage of a don't-do list is that it teaches you discipline. When you have a clear idea of what you don't want to do, you can focus more on your important tasks. Suppose it is written in your list that I will not use social media before 10 a.m. Then whenever you feel like picking up your phone and checking Instagram or Twitter, your list will remind you that this is not your priority. Gradually, it will become a habit and your productivity will increase. Many people think that success is achieved only by working hard, but in reality, working smartly is more important. If you use your time properly instead of just being busy, then you can do more in less time. The don't-do list helps you understand which tasks are only wasting your time, and by avoiding them, you can channelize your energy in the right direction. To make it better, you can update your list from time to time. Initially, you may feel that only social media distracts you, but after a few weeks, you may realize that repeated unnecessary meetings are also taking up a lot of your time. In such a situation, you will also have to add to your don't-do list that I will not attend useless meetings. Similarly, keep refining your list based on your experience. Another important thing is that the don't-do list is not only to avoid distraction, but it also gives you emotional and mental clarity. Many times, we take decisions that are not right for us just because we have a habit of not being able to say no. If your list includes the phrase, I will not say yes to things that do not align with my goals, it can help you avoid unnecessary commitments if you are an entrepreneur, writer, or in any creative field. So this list becomes even more important because the most important thing for you is deep work. That is, the time when you can do your best work with full focus. But if your attention is diverted by small distractions, then you will never be able to reach your full potential. The don't-do list gives you clarity about which tasks you have to avoid so that you can fully focus on your most important task. This list can be very useful not only for professional life, but also in personal life. Suppose you want to improve your health. If it is written in your don't-do list that I will not eat junk food after 11 p.m., then it will help you in making the right choices. If you want to focus on your mental health, then you can add to the list that I will not spend time with people who drain my energy. Finally, it is important to understand that as much as it is important to decide what to do, it is equally important to decide what not to do. We all have only 24 hours, and if we learn to put our energy in the right place, we can bring a big change in our life. Making a small don't-do list is an easy but powerful way to make your day better and more productive. If you follow it honestly, you will see how your efficiency, focus, and overall happiness starts increasing. There are many tasks in our life every day. Some are important and some are less important. But it often happens that we get entangled in those tasks which are not that important, and the tasks which actually matter the most to us are left behind. The reason for this is that we are not able to set our priorities properly. This is where a burner list comes in. This is one such way, so that you can keep your most important and less important tasks separate, so that your energy and attention is focused in the right direction. The idea behind the burner list is to divide your tasks into two parts, front burner and back burner. The front burner includes those things which are your biggest priority and which you should pay the most attention to. These are the tasks which help you achieve your big goals. On the other hand, the back burner includes those things which are important but do not require much attention right now. These can be tasks which you can do later or which are not that critical. Imagine that you are a chef and you're making many things simultaneously in the kitchen. Something is cooking on a stove which needs to be stirred continuously so that it gets cooked properly. This is your front burner. At the same time, some things are kept on low flame which can be checked when the time comes. This is your back burner. Back burners are just like that. When we organize our lives in this way, we can focus our energy in the right place. If you are working on a big project, then it will be your front burner task. But if you want to learn a new skill or work on a new idea at the same time, then it can go on the back burner. This does not mean that the tasks on the back burner are useless, but it only means that they should not get as much priority right now. This does not distract your attention, and you are able to focus on the most important things. The biggest advantage of adopting a back burner list is that it makes decision making easier. Whenever a new task comes up, you can immediately decide on which front burner it should go. This keeps your mind clutter-free, and you do not miss important things. Its second advantage is that it helps you to organize your tasks quickly. Prevents multitasking. Often people try to do many things at once, and the result is that they're not able to complete any task properly. But when you know which task is on the front burner, you can fully focus on it and handle the rest later. To make the back burner list more effective, you can review it every week or month because priorities change with time. The task that is on the back burner today may need to be brought to the front burner after a few weeks. Therefore, it is important to update it from time to time. This system not only increases your productivity, but also gives you mental clarity. When your mind is not entangled in thinking again and again about what to do now. If you want an assistant, you can also use it for small decisions in your daily life, such as if you want to focus on fitness, then put it on the front burner. If you want to read a new book, but are not getting time right now, then you can put it on the back burner. This method is very useful in professional life too. Suppose you are an entrepreneur and you have many ideas, but working on everything at once is not possible. Then you can make a burner list to decide which idea is most important and which can be explored later. The real magic of a burner list is that it teaches you discipline. It helps you understand that not every task is equally important. And if you focus on everything at once, nothing will get done properly. When you understand which things to prioritize and which to keep aside for now, both your productivity and success start increasing. So if you want to manage your day in a better way and focus your energy on the right things, then include a burner list in your life. This is a simple but powerful method that will give you clarity and help you achieve your most important goals. Every day in our lives, we have to take many decisions, some small and some big, many times. We start thinking so much even on very small decisions that our brain gets tired and there is no energy left to take big decisions. This is called over-analysis, and it reduces both our productivity and confidence. The best solution to this is to adopt the superstructure decision model. This is a structured method through which you can take quick and correct decisions without getting stuck in unnecessary thinking. Imagine if every time you have to think about what to wear in the morning, what to have breakfast, or which email to answer first, then your brain will get entangled in these small decisions. This is the reason why many successful people simplify their daily decisions. For example, Steve Jobs and Mark Zuckerberg always wore the same clothes so that they do not have to take decisions about this every day. Similarly, if you adopt a structured decision-making framework, your mind will be able to focus on more important things. The superstructure decision model means that you have a predefined system that helps you decide which decision to take. This will make you spend less time thinking and your choices will be aligned with your goals. This model is especially beneficial for those people who often fall prey to decision paralysis, that is, when there are many options and we are unable to decide which one is right. The first step to adopt this model is that you have to decide which kind of decisions you can automate. For example, if you spend time every day thinking whether you should go to the gym or not, then automate it, that is, fix some days of the week that you have to go only on those days. No matter what happens, there will be no need to take this decision every day. The second step is decision. Setting the making criteria means whenever you have to take a big decision, you should have some predefined questions that help you in making the right choice, like whether this decision matches my long-term goals. Will this use my time and energy in the right direction? If I take this decision wrong, what can be its worst effect? When you have these predefined filters, you will be able to take the right decision without thinking too much. The third step is to learn from the past decision. If you have taken a wrong decision earlier, then analyze it as to where the mistake was made and what can be done to avoid that mistake. Next time, this will improve your decision-making ability and you will be able to take more confident choices in the future. This model not only increases your speed, but also increases your mental clarity. When you start taking decisions according to a structured process instead of thinking again and again, then your mind remains more relaxed and stress is also reduced. The superstructure decision model also protects you from distraction. When you have a system, you do not pay much attention to every small thing and focus only on those things that matter the most to you. This makes you more productive and efficient. If you want to adopt this model in your professional life, then you can divide your work decisions into categories such as urgent tasks, important but non-urgent tasks, and completely avoidable tasks. This will help you immediately understand which thing to give priority to and which to leave. You can also use it in personal life. For example, if you think every time about what you have to do on the weekend, if you have a problem, then you can fix some options in advance, like spending one day with family, one day for yourself, and one day for a new experience. This will save you from having to take decisions again, and your time will be more organized. By adopting the superstructure decision model, you will not only be able to take decisions quickly, but you will also understand whether your choices are aligned with your goals or not. This is a powerful method which makes you a smart and confident decision maker by saving you from overthinking. Our body works according to a special rhythm which is called ultradian rhythms. This is the same natural cycle which keeps our energy levels up and down throughout the day. Many times you must have felt that at some point in the morning you feel very energetic and focused, but after a few hours you suddenly feel tired or lethargic. Distraction begins to be felt. This is the effect of ultradian rhythms. If we understand this natural energy cycle and make a schedule of our work, we can increase our productivity manifold. Often people make the mistake of expecting the same kind of energy throughout the day. They think that if they work continuously from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m., their output will always be the same. But this is not the case. Our body works in a cycle of every 90 to 120 minutes. That is, after about 1.5 to 2 hours, our energy starts decreasing gradually and we need a small break. If we work according to this natural cycle, we will feel more productive and less tired. Imagine how efficient your work will become if you do the most important and demanding task at the time of your highest energy level. And when your energy is low, you should do such work. Do things that do not require much mental effort, such as checking emails, attending meetings, or planning. This way, you will work with your body's natural rhythm, not against it. The best way is to observe your energy patterns. For a week, note when you feel most energetic and focused during the day, and when you feel lethargic or distracted. This will help you identify your peak PO Mansu hours. Once you know your peak hours, do the most critical tasks during those hours. Do the work that requires the most concentration and creativity. For example, if you are a writer, do your writing during the high energy hours in the morning. If you are working on a strategy or plan, keep this also during your peak time. On the other hand, when your energy is naturally low, do light tasks like calls, emails, or casual discussions. Many people feel guilty that they cannot work at high energy continuously throughout the day, but in reality, this is not possible. Even the most productive people in the world take breaks and work according to their body's natural energy. When you understand how your body works, you can organize your work smartly. Another big advantage of adopting ultra-dense rhythms is that it can prevent burnout. When we work continuously without stopping, our energy is completely exhausted and we get tired quickly. But if we take breaks at the right time, keeping in mind our energy cycles, our efficiency remains and we can work at high performance for a long time. If you want to apply this approach in your life, then first of all, you should take care of your energy cycles. Make your daily schedule flexible. It is not necessary that you perform the same way all the time. You just need to understand which hours are most productive and which hours you need to relax. For example, if you feel the most energy between 10 a.m. and 12 noon, then do the most important and challenging work at that time. Then take a small break from 12 noon to 12:30, take a walk, drink water or rest for a while. After this, return to work again. But now give priority to light tasks. These small things can bring a big change in your productivity. This is not just time management, but a way of energy management. When you start working according to your ultradian rhythms, you will find that you are able to do more work with less effort than before, and your mind is feeling more fresh and focused. Our body is a natural. The body works according to a rhythm which is called ultra-dense rhythms. It controls our energy levels throughout the day. Have you ever noticed that at one time you are super focused, but after a few hours you start feeling tired or distracted? This is the effect of this rhythm. If we understand this and make a proper schedule of our work, then we can become more productive. Often people think that the same energy will remain throughout the day, but it does not happen. Our body works in a cycle of every 90 to 120 minutes. That is, after 1.5 to 2 hours, our energy naturally starts decreasing and we need a break. If we work according to this natural cycle, then we can do more work with less effort. The best way to do this is to observe your energy patterns. Understand which hours of the day are of your peak performance and when you feel tired. Then take care of your energy. Do the most important work during high energy times. Do the things that require the most focus and creativity. When energy is low, do emails, meetings, casual tasks. Many people feel guilty that they are not able to work at high performance all day. But smart work is to work with your body rhythm and not against it. The most productive people in the world also take breaks and do the right work at the right time. One big advantage of this is that you avoid burnout. If you work for long hours without stopping, your energy will quickly end. But if you follow ultradine cycles and take breaks at the right time, you will remain efficient. If you want to apply this approach in your life, then leave the rigid timetable and understand your natural rhythms. When you are in high energy mode, do challenging tasks, and when energy is low, do light tasks. Taking short breaks of 30 minutes also helps maintain focus and efficiency. This is not time management, but energy management. When you start working according to your ultraviolet rhythms, you will find that more work is being done with less effort and your mind is feeling more fresh and focused. So friends, this was our book summary today. How did you like it? Do let us know by commenting, and thank you for listening to the summary till the end.